how would you describe your football journey and some of the most important lessons that you've learned along the way?
I describe it as dirt to diamond type of guy, type of kid, type of career. Started off not the best, but like I really grinded to where I get to now. So like I'm always appreciate that, and it helps me understand like don't never look at nobody too low, don't never look at nobody too high. Like and snap a finger, everything can just change. So just me just grinding my way to the top, it made me appreciate the game more. It made me appreciate the people that took chances on me, took sacrifices on me. I say my career has been dirt to diamond.
The Field Talk podcast is presented by Roback. That's RHOBACK. And if you ever watch me, you know that I'm usually wearing Roback. Right now, good example of it. My favorite vest, and there is no close second, of course, comes from Roback. They've got head-to-toe attire that you need. Hats. It's about to be summertime. Keep that face protected. We've got polos, quarter zips, t-shirts, hoodies, joggers, shorts, new mesh shorts. I'm telling you, pretty much every time I head on over to roback.com, there is something new dropping. And if you want to get a little piece of the action yourself, head over to roback.com and enter the promo code FIELD. That's my first name, FIELD, for 20% off your first order. As I speak these words right now, we're a little over a month away from the 2025 NFL Draft. So I don't know where Quincy Riley is going to end up playing his professional ball. But what I do know is based off what I saw during his career, first at Middle Tennessee State and then at Louisville, he's a really good football player. But on today's Field Talk podcast, we're going to sit down with soon-to-be NFL player and for just a few more weeks, Louisville cornerback Quincy Riley to learn more about how he got to where he is today. How did he end up at Middle Tennessee State and then eventually at Louisville? How did he decide to stay in college for 6 seasons? And what is it like to be an NFL prospect on a day-to-day basis? Here's today's conversation with Quincy Riley. It is great to be joined here on the Field Talk podcast by Quincy Riley, who I'm going to introduce now as Louisville cornerback Quincy Riley. But that's one of the last times I get to say that, right? Because a little over a month from when you and I are talking, you're going to be drafted into the NFL. What's that feel like knowing that soon enough, you're going to be a professional football player?
It just feel amazing. Like that's just a dream come true. So like just be able to see like how close I am to it just made me like it made me a little bit anxious because like wow, like it's really coming true, like something that you dreamed about. But it's like now I'm just real excited to see what it's going to be about. So I'm blessed to be doing it, and I'm happy like what I have done so far. But I still got more to do.
So it's been a journey for you. I'd love to dive into a little bit more about how this journey got started and where things stand right now. Let's go back. So you're born and raised also in Columbia, South Carolina. Is that correct?
Columbia, South Carolina. Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm guessing at a young age, kids in Columbia, South Carolina probably want to go play for South Carolina. Is that kind of how it goes down there?
I want to play for Clemson. But
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now, what was that like, though, being a Columbia native who wanted to play for Clemson? Is that considered?
So like South Carolina's like 5 minutes from where I grew up at. So everybody around there just all Gamecock. But like my family just always just been Clemson fans. So we always had like arguments, like it'd be fun arguments, like just around town and everything. Just like Clemson always growing up was the better team than South Carolina. So like it balanced out. Cause as long as we had something to talk about, like the Clemson winning that game on the 31st, then it was gonna be good.
Well, I grew up in Massachusetts originally. Now I live in Connecticut, so I haven't gone too far. But that would be like if I grew up in Massachusetts and rooted for the Yankees. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, okay.
Because the Yankees, when I was a kid, they beat up the Red Sox every single year.
That's my favorite team, Yankees, baseball.
Yankees. Yeah. All right, maybe can we cut the rest of this interview? I think we're good here. No, I'm just kidding. We won't do that. But yeah, that would be the equivalent. So I made the choice to not have as many confrontations. I decided to just root for the Red Sox. All right, so you grew up in Columbia and multi-sport athlete growing up. Like, was there a point, though, when you were, I don't know, was it super young? Was it high school? When did you realize that maybe you wanted to play football, and how did it become a dream for you?
So first, let me go back. So my first sport was baseball, and I was really, really good in baseball. Like, that was like one sport, like, everybody knew me as for baseball player. And then as I kept growing up, I went to track. And I ended up being good in track. I went to like Junior Olympics and everything like that at a young age. Then I went to basketball. That was fun. Like, everybody just playing basketball. That's like the go-to sport almost like. And then my dad decided to sign me and my brothers up for Pop Warner football. Like the first game or something, like I just scored like 4 touchdowns. So like every day they had like 3, 4. 2 touchdowns a game. So like, okay, this is pretty fun. But my ultimate thing was like I was a baseball player, and so I kept playing all the sports throughout middle school. But then when I got ninth grade, I had to choose between baseball and track. They both collided in the same season. So I ended up just choosing track because all my friends and everything, everybody played, um, ran track. So I let baseball go. Now I'm just playing, just running track, playing basketball and football. And with my school being a basketball school, I always felt like I was gonna be a basketball player more so a football player. But I always loved football. Like it was always fun to me. Like, but everybody did it. So my junior year of high school, like I ain't had no offers yet in no sports. But my junior year, I stopped playing football to play basketball. And so when I stopped playing football, I'm like, okay, like let me take basketball serious. And then my senior year came around, I went to a football camp and I got my first offer my senior year. And I was like, dang, like I ain't get no basketball yet. So football season was the first season before basketball season. And I started racking up all these offers. I had ended up like 21 offers. I'm like, okay, like football might be where it's at. Like let me just focus on football at this point. Basketball I wasn't doing it. So I ended up getting my it was all group of five offers, not P5. So not knowing anything about Murfreesboro, I talked to Coach Stockstill. That was my head coach at the time. And then Coach Steve Ellis, which is my coach at Louisville now. He was my coach at Middle at first. Talked to them. I was like, okay, let me go see what Murfreesboro is about. That's where Middle Tennessee located. And when I got down there, it was great. Like felt like a family team like program. So I was like, okay, let me get them a try. Cause they was the coaches I seen like it was gonna better myself on the field and off the field. And so then went down there, and when I signed to Middle Tennessee, my coach Steve Ellis, he had left to another college, so I had ended up getting another coach in which I appreciate him coming in. Like that's probably one of the best coaches I had in college football.
Wow.
And did my 3 years there, then transferred to Louisville, and I think that was another great decision I made for myself for bettering me and just learning different things, moving up in life. So it have I don't want to say rocky though because like it's doing something I enjoy to do, but like processes making hard decisions that you can't come back from almost. It was fun, so I enjoyed my process this whole time.
Man, there's so much to unpack there that I'm going to get to, but so you were not playing football when you got your first offer. Like I've heard of some crazy offer stories, guys who get offered when they're 12 years old or guys who get offered after one day camp. But at that point, like you get an offer from wherever it was and you weren't even playing football at that point.
Yeah,
What was that like?
I went to a camp, so
Yeah.
my freshman sophomore year I was playing football in high school, and I had got an injury, so I was like I'm not playing football no more. I'm gonna go play basketball. Like that's what I wanted to do. And so I ain't play my I ain't play my junior year, and then I went back out there for senior year, like during the summertime. I went to a camp. I got my offer off. I won the fastest man at the camp race, and so they just threw me the offer. I was like, okay, boom. And the next thing you know, like throughout the season, I was doing good on the special team and everything else. And I started getting offers like 2 a day, and I was like, okay, I see myself going to college now for football. Yeah, that's all it really was about.
So you end up at Middle Tennessee State, as you mentioned, and you had 21 offers, which is crazy. And group of five schools, so not from you ended up at Louisville, which is where you played your final 3 seasons, but you had to take a small step to begin. Do you remember how you announced your commitment to Middle? Like, did you do it on social media? Did you do it at your high school with like they put the three hats in front of you and you chose it?
I did it on social media. Like, so I had my meeting. So I was on an official visit at Middle, and I had my meeting that night. My exit meeting, like go home. I told the head coach like I'm committed here. Like I just told him like this place I want to be at. I just committed that night. And it was just done. Like it was a verbal commit, wasn't a hard commit yet. So I was still like talking to other coaches and everything. And then I did the early signing day too. I signed in December instead of waiting because like I feel like if I would have waited, I would have had the P5 offers, but I think that would have been more so like they treat me as a second option at that point. So I was like, okay, let me just go with who really want me right now.
So I just laugh these days when I laugh, but I admire these days when I see these like incredible, like it look like you go to the movie theater and you get those previews. Like that's how long some of these commitment videos are these days when people I see kids all over the country committing on like 7-minute videos that are
Yeah.
just incredibly well edited. It's a different time. It is a different time than where it was probably when you were committing. All right, so you got him at middle. You said you play 3 years there, have really productive career. You have 7 interceptions. You're making plays left and right. What about that experience maybe helped shape your football journey? Because you end up at Louisville, and people, when the draft comes, they are going to announce whatever team picks you, whatever round, whatever pick. It's going to be Quincy Riley, cornerback, Louisville. But it sounds like middle is forever an important part of your football journey. Why was that?
100%. Because I always tell people I'm middle made, but Louisville raised. Only because like they the first team that took a chance on me. They seen something in me that probably like I didn't see in myself. And being there, like it molded me into a college player. Like in my early 3 years, like that's when I really was getting developed. So more so on the back end, like I got developed at Louisville too, but like I was already an older guy, so I kind of like knew more. That middle taught me, so I'm always be middle made, and I'm great for those guys and the coaches that was over there, my teammates over there, and everything, the community. So that's why I'm always take that middle made with me. Like they're just gonna be always be a part of me no matter what.
So when you're there, did you get a sense? Obviously, you end up transferring after 3 years, but did you get a sense? And from talking to you for 10 minutes, I can already tell there's a lot of humility and modesty here. But like, did you get a sense that okay, I'm probably one of the best guys here, like not just on the team, but like in the entire conference? Like, at what point did you start to think about the possibility of playing at a potentially bigger school in a different conference?
So really, that was really hard for me, like, cause I'm always just being humble, laid back. I try not to let accolades get to me. So like, really, I did 3 years at middle, and I was gonna plan on doing my last year at middle, doing my 4th year. But um, I got to talking to my mom, some of my family members. They're saying like, if you go here, like scouts want to see you do it at a higher level, like with talent that's weekend. Because in Conference USA, you got talent, but it's not week in and week out that type of talent. You got here, miss. It's a hit or miss, but like when you get to them Power 5 schools, like it's like you going against a player every week. So they're just telling me like, just go show them you can do it at this level, at the highest level. It will help you later on in life. I like, but I'm a guy that's big on loyalty too. So like, I want to stay with my guys that I came in with, like who took a chance on me. But then I had to start looking at it like, okay, this is really a business. Let me go do this to better myself as a player. Like I feel like I learned more coming to Louisville too. So I really want to stay in middle, but Louisville was gonna probably be my best option, my next best decision. So I was like, okay, let me just do it as a thinking the business route.
So what's that process like? I mean, I'm sure that it wasn't just Louisville that was saying, "Hey, we want a great player who's going to play in the NFL one day." I'm imagining there are probably a lot of schools that are sort of circling around you as they know that the transfer portal is open. What was that experience like? It's become a staple of college football now, right? I mean, every school every year is going to have lots of players coming out, lots of players coming in. What was that process like for you? As one of the earlier classes that didn't have to wait, like you didn't have to wait a year, sit out, and then transfer. You left middle and you could play right away at Louisville.
Yeah, so I had like a bunch. When I hit the portal, it was like a bunch of offers came through. A lot of SEC schools, but Louisville was the first school that reached out to me. So we was building connection fast, like just talking every day, multiple times a day, and then like being like them being 2 hours from me, I kind of went up there, like a couple times just to just be around campus and things like that, just get familiar. So it when it came down to it, it's like it was 3 schools. It was Tennessee, Ole Miss, and Louisville. And at the time, Louisville didn't have many players in my position. So like, okay, I can go here. Like I like to compete, but it's like I done did so much work early in my years where I don't want to play myself and go to a better program and have to compete for a position when I'm already in a good situation where I'm at right now. So it more so like, let me go here and like I'm gonna still be able to compete with like there's not many guys to compete with. So I'm like I'm not going out there just to be a depth chart guy. Um, and then like with the defense coordinator being the corners coach, I feel like he was gonna put his corners in position to be able to like to make the most plays in the defense or like just put us in a great situation at multiple times just because he's the corners coach and the defense coordinator. And coming up here, met everybody. It was real family oriented too. That's a big part of me. And then I feel like the vibe in the city for football was just there. Like okay, I can see myself in this red and black. So that's my decision on going to Louisville.
Yeah, and it worked out great for you. Obviously, you have a massive 3 years there, 8 interceptions over those 3 seasons, one of the best players on a team that won a ton of games. But what was the experience like playing in a P5 school as opposed to a group of five school? So you're at Louisville, where every single week you're playing against guys who maybe it's either a top 25 team or maybe it's against wide receivers that are going to be players you see in the NFL one day. How different was the experience compared to when it was your 3 years in the middle?
So for Louisville, middle, I'm gonna say the biggest experience I had was the atmosphere here. Like it really felt like okay, like I'm really playing college football now. Like stands was packed, fans really invested to you. Like outside of football, fans coming up like, "Oh, you Quincy Riley? Let me get an autograph." Like it was really feel like okay, like you really playing like at a high level football where people actually really noticing you. Like at middle, like people notice me, but they ain't really. I feel like the community wasn't just football focused so much. So it was just it was fans at the game, but it wasn't that much. You feel me? So coming in the middle, I feel like that was the biggest difference. Would feel like the atmosphere, and then like the skill players. I feel like the skill players was always the same on each level, like from Group of Five to Power Five. It just up front, like the O linemen, D linemen, it's like they more into their grown man body. I could say like they was bigger. Um, that probably was the biggest difference. And then you go like we're going to get in conference USA, you're not really having the chance to go against top 25 teams all the time. But like when you're in this group of five, like you might have 3 top 25 teams in the one season, 4, 5. Like it just all depends on how the season going. So just playing against that and knowing that the team gonna be like your game gonna be televised. That was a different type of feeling.
So is there an atmosphere, if you think about it, and this could include your 3 years in the middle too, but I'm guessing it might come from your 3 years at Louisville. You think back, whether it's at Louisville or somewhere on the road, where you think back and you just say, that was a little bit different. Like that was a special college football atmosphere.
Um, so we played. So my first year we played Clemson at Clemson. When I was at Louisville, we played Clemson at Clemson.
Ooh.
I was like that. Like I'm a Clemson fan, but so I already knew how they fans get like going to their game and everything. But like actually playing against their fans, it was crazy. And then my this past year going to Clemson, it was another crazy game. Like Clemson was my best two like atmosphere games. Like wow. Oh, and Notre Dame last year Notre Dame game, that was a big one. Like that was I think it was top. It was top 10, and it came to us, and we both of us was undefeated, and we won. But it was I think it was a sold out game, and it was a night game, so that was another experience, like atmosphere game. I like dang, like it's really live. You had the cameras behind you, like on the field, like you know how you see them on TV, like they be zooming across the field. It was like okay, like this is real football.
So those two Clemson games in Clemson, do you have a recollection of like about how many ticket requests you got from family and friends?
Yeah. Let me see. I can actually show you. Hold up. Let me see.
Oh, I don't even want to know the number. You're probably getting people, you're probably getting cousins you haven't talked to in 10 years asking you for tickets on
Yeah,
that
for
one.
real. It was crazy. I got it right here. Season 24. Let me show you. Clemson.
Oh man.
It was 28.
Oh geez, 28. 28 tickets. That's all they're asking for, huh? Oh my gosh. And that was a whole list right there. That's funny. All
Yeah.
right, so 28 people. How many people can you actually how many tickets can you get? Can you even get 28? I mean,
We get 4 as a player, but then
oh,
you can borrow some from your teammates.
dude, you have
If
to
they
do
don't
some
get that, some people family might be from Cali, they might not make the game. So you're like, oh, can I borrow your ticket for this game? I got you. We go to Cali game, something like that.
we need you to be like Jerry Maguire that week, negotiating left and right. Hey, listen, you can take
Yeah.
my 2 next week, my 4 next week, whatever you need to make 28
I was
happen.
planning early for that game too. Like can I get y'all? I'm week 2. Can I get y'all ticket for Clemson week? Can I get y'all like going and setting it up? Cause boy, it be hard, boy.
Hey, well, I don't want to get you too far into your future, but I work for ESPN, and we are owned by Disney, and we get admissions passes to Disney, and you only get a certain amount per year. Those like complimentary ones to bring guests, and that's like me and my colleagues negotiating like who gets my winter passes versus my spring passes. Just a little bit more exciting when you're negotiating over Clemson tickets than Disney tickets. But that's what life could be to you if you end up going down the football path that I chose as opposed to yours. Yours sounds a whole lot better. So stick with playing football
Yeah.
as opposed to talking about it. All right, so you end up staying 3 years at Louisville, 6 years in college in total. Was there temptation at any point? I mean, you could have left school after middle and been eligible for the NFL draft. Was there temptation at any point to leave early, or what went into the decision to stick around and play those 3 years?
Um, so when I left middle, like I wasn't really so much thinking of driving. Like, okay, let me get. I had my junior year at middle, my third year at middle. I feel like that was my most productive year at this point. And so I was like, okay, let me do one more productive year and give myself a better chance of going higher in the draft. So I like, okay, come to Louisville, let me do that, and then into the draft. But things ain't go as planned when I got to Louisville as far as my productive year, having production that year. So I'm like, okay, let me come back for another year. That was my fifth year. That was my most productive year I had in college. So I'm like, wow, like, okay, I'm finna enter draft. They came down to like early January. I was like, dang, like I'm one of these new coaches. Let me get one more year under them, see how far they can like take me. And then we went to the AC championship too that year. So like we got pretty good coach and a good team. And but we lost that AC championship. So I'm like, okay, let me come back and hopefully I want to do some history. Like that's the first time them going to the AC championship. We lost, but I was like, okay, we come back then. We come back next year. Hopefully we win. Now I'm in the history books at Louisville. And then knowing like the coach that came in, my scrim coaches, my nutrition staff, my training staff, like okay, they can really get my body to where I need. I can just focus on just straight football, no more school. I graduated at this point, so I was grad. So I no more school. I can just be out facility all day, learning more ball, preparing my body, getting ready, like actually turning myself into a pro while I'm in college. So like, let me do one more year. So that was really hard for me. Like I was potentially really finna come out. I had the Senior Bowl invite, had the Combine invite. So I was like I don't want to pass this up and come back and you don't know the unknowns. But that was probably a hard decision coming out my fifth year.
Yeah, I can only imagine too, and also the NIL factor, right? Like it's different when you could be compensated as you deserve to be and go back to stay in school. You're still making you can make money as opposed to in the NFL. Or sorry, before that, you without NIL, it's hey, you're having to wait until you get to the league. You mentioned both the Senior Bowl and the Combine. I enjoyed watching the Senior Bowl, seeing you up close and personal was fun, and seeing you compete. What was that like? That experience where you got 100 and let's call it 115, 120 guys from all over the country and wide receivers you saw that week, like that was a glimpse into future Sundays right there. A lot of really good players. What was that experience like for you? It's kind of a measuring stick atmosphere.
That experience was crazy. It was fun because like everybody there was good at at any given time. Like you could say they had some type of great attribute to their game. So like just going against those guys every day in practice and making it fun. Like we was competing, but it was like a friendly competition. Like it was just fun. So like if I going there and like doing my thing there, like being to compete at a high level, I'm like okay, I'm Sunday ready. Like cause them guys potentially gonna be on Sundays too. So I think that was just a fun experience, especially like a lot of people don't get those type of experience. So that would you can take it from what you for what it is. Like I had fun.
Yeah. And then going to the combine, that event's changing too, right? Like the combine, we're seeing some of the guys that are projected to go at the very top of the draft opting not to do stuff. What's the mindset? I mean, you're a prospect right now. Like you went through what was going through your mind in terms of what am I going to do versus what might I not do? What is that calculation like compared to like back in the day? It was show up and did everything.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm a real firm believer. Like you got the opportunity to do everything to show them like why they should draft you. But then it comes to like that business side, like what's going to help you, what's not going to help you. But mentally, like it's just like this is like as a kid, like you dream about stuff like this. You seen it on TV, so like you hear it now. Might as well do what you can do that's gonna help you. So I feel like you should want to do everything as a competitor in you, but then at the end of the day, it's like it's a business too. So you got to protect your brand and do whatever you can to show them like, okay, this is who I am. But I feel like I just really went out there. I just was just happy to be out there. And I just wanted to like it's on TV, so I wanted to show my people back at home like, okay, I'm here. Like y'all can do it too. Like and it was just a fun experience. Like because you always watch it as a kid.
Yeah. So the combine's behind you, the Senior Bowl's behind you. You've been a part of those, two of the signature events. Understanding that this could change day to day. What's generally life like right now for you leading up to the draft? Because what you don't know is who you're going to play for and when you're going to hear your name called. But what you do know is what you can control right now. So what exactly goes into a day as a draft prospect, a little over a month out from the draft?
I'm just really like, so right now I'm just doing a lot of interviews, a lot of meetings with teams, setting up 30 visits with teams, and just working out, getting ready for the next step is pro day. So getting ready for that right now. So it just, it's still like after combine, it's still like work to be done. Like you still got to train. You got to go through these meetings. Like you might have 5 meetings a day, you might have two. Like you really got to make time for things like this. So now it's like setting up a schedule, having a team ready to put you in position, like just doing different things. Like so, it's still making my life busy right now.
All right, so there are going to be some people that will either listen to this or watch it on YouTube. You know, YouTube these days, man. People might see stuff 10 years later, or maybe a month from now, after you're drafted. And no matter who it is, if you were to give a scouting report, not just as a football player, but as a human, for a fan of the future Quincy Riley team, how would you describe what you bring to the table on the field?
I just bring a true competitor like that loves the game, no matter what's like going on. You having a losing season, you're not where you want to be at. Just you're gonna get 100% Quincy Riley every game. Like whatever I can bring to the table, you're gonna get that. On defense, you're gonna get a ball hawk that can get your offense back the ball. You're gonna get a shutdown corner that can play most positions. You can move in on play outside first, second down, move in third down, play star, nickel. Get back on special teams, get back on punt return on fourth down. So you're getting a playmaker, and then you also getting a guy with great character, like around the locker room, like always uplifting people, always speaking positivity to people, and just a guy that wants to be loyal to people around them and to the game. So I think you're gonna get a people person. Enjoy the community, be out in the community, whatever it takes, like to get the fans on my side, get them on the team side. This just a great guy.
All right, I love that, and I think fans that root for whatever team you get drafted by are going to love that as well. I want to do kind of like a fake 2-minute drill. It won't necessarily be exactly 2 minutes, but we're going to make these, sort of rapid fire until the last question. When I want to get sort of your most important thoughts here, but I'll put a fake 2 minutes on the clock, and I'll just start rapid fire some questions. You can answer them as short or as long as you'd like, but. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Who was the wide receiver that you most enjoyed facing off against in college?
Ja'Cory Brooks.
Your teammate at Louisville.
Yeah.
What was practice like going up against him every single day? Competitive, or was it?
It's definitely competitive. Sometimes he get me, sometimes I get him, but like we getting each other better. So when the game time comes, it made it easier for me to know, like, okay, like that's not a Ja'Cory Brooks I'm going against. Like I got him any day of the week. So that it was a great competitive practice, and like he a great teammate. So.
All right. Well, quarterbacks sometimes they like they're perfectionists, right? So I wasn't necessarily going to go here, but did you ever pick off Tyler Shuck in practice?
Yeah. So when I pick him off, it's always fun because like he a great QB, like, and the balls he throws, like it's hard to pick him off. So when you get that pick on him, like you want to talk junk to him, y'all want to have fun. So like it was great picking him off.
Yeah, I can imagine you guys had some fun. The three of your best prospects this year in the draft. All right. So is there a pro wide receiver that you think would be the most fun challenge to take on, whether it's your rookie season or sometime beyond that?
I'm looking really forward to guarding Justin Jefferson.
Man, he's the real deal. Him and Jamar Chase being on the same college team back in the day is wild, especially with the money those guys are making these days. All right, did you root for an NFL team growing up, and if so, who was it?
I was a Baltimore Ravens fan.
Baltimore Ravens fan. Okay, so who's your favorite NFL player, either now or in the past?
My favorite NFL player now is either Denzel Ward or Jair Alexander, but back then I was really a big Willis McGahee fan.
Okay, there you go. That makes sense. He was with the Ravens for a while, and of course, Jair, another Louisville great. I asked you about picking off Tyler Shuck. Is there an NFL quarterback that you'd love to one day intercept?
I want to intercept at least all of them. That's whoever I'm going against that week. I want to intercept all of them.
Yeah, okay. Oh, no, it's a good answer. As a corner, most people probably think the answer is interception. Maybe the answer is interception. But would you rather an interception, which obviously is a turnover, or a fourth and let's call it short, 4th and 2 run stop to bring a player down short of the line to gain? I know. Tough one.
I'm going to go interception.
Interception. There's something just so sweet about
it. It is like it's hard to get that ball. So you get it it's like a trophy for a corner.
Well, 13 times for you or 15 times for you in college. You did it a lot, at least compared to most of the guys that are in this year's draft. Last one on the rapid fire, and then one question to kind of put a bow on this all. Is there an NFL stadium that you would love to play? I'm not saying a specific team that you want to play for, but just a stadium that you're like, that looks like the kind of place that I can't wait to have a game on.
Probably Seattle.
Those fans, they get rocking. That much is for sure. Seattle certainly brings it there. All right, last one here. A little more serious. You've had a journey. I mean, 6 years in college, 2 separate schools. You mentioned difficult decisions. Do I stay or do I go? You've been through a lot. You've been resilient in your career, and it's going to pay off for you at the NFL level. How would you describe your football journey and some of the most important lessons that you've learned along the way?
I describe it as a dirt to diamond type of guy, type of kid, type of career. Started off not the best, but like I really grinded to where I get to now. So like I'm always appreciate that, and it helps me understand like don't never look at nobody too low, don't never look at nobody too high. Like and snap a finger, everything can just change. So just me just grinding my way to the top, it made me appreciate the game more. It made me appreciate the people that took chances on me, took sacrifices on me. So that I say my career has been dirt to diamonds.
Well, Quincy Riley. For now, Louisville cornerback, but soon to be insert NFL team here cornerback. I really appreciate you joining on, man. I'm going to look forward to following along in your journey. And this conversation is about a little over a month away from the NFL draft. Best of luck. I can't wait to see where you end up next month out there in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, I appreciate you.
I had an impression of Quincy Riley prior to this conversation about what he is as a football player. It's a pretty darn good one. And now I know what I think about him as a person as well. That's also pretty darn good. Fun to talk to Quincy Riley and hear more about what has made him tick throughout his 6-year college journey. And I thought it was pretty cool to hear about the pride that he has from his time at Middle Tennessee State. While we'll always call him former Louisville cornerback, when he is actually announced during a game in the NFL, it's clear how much his roots at Middle Tennessee State mean to him and how much those 3 years impacted his journey. A reminder that the Field Talk podcast is brought to you by Roback. That's RHOBACK.com, and enter my name Field for 20% off your first order. And on top of that, if you're enjoying the show, please do us a favor, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, or by clicking on that little thumbs up below if you're watching on YouTube right now. Ratings, reviews, always appreciated. We really, really, really like whatever feedback you have for us. Until next time on the Field Talk podcast, we'll see you all again soon.